Welcome to Today 24 News. I am Srishti Rastogi and here are the updates on international news. US trying to draw Russia into war, Putin says. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has accused the US of trying to draw his country into a war in Ukraine. In his first significant comments on the crisis in several weeks, he said America's goal was to use a confrontation as a pretext to impose more sanctions on Russia. Tonga to enter lockdown after COVID cases detected in the capital city, Nuku'alofa. Prime Minister Siyaosi Ovaleen said on Tuesday that both cases were detected at the port, where humanitarian aid has been arriving following the recent volcanic eruption and tsunami. Australian floods cut off outback towns and major supply routes. Flooding across South Australia has disrupted major supply chains and left outback communities cut off. The military has been called in to deliver foods and essential items. Winter Olympics. Torch relay gets underway in Beijing. Beijing kick off the Winter Olympics torch relay on Wednesday as China gears up to host the global sporting even against a backdrop of diplomatic boycotts and the COVID pandemic. Myanmar's notoriously brutal military, since it overthrew Aung San Suu Kyi's democratically elected government in a coup 1 year ago. Myanmar's military, known as the Tatma Daw, has gone on to shock the world by killing hundreds of its own civilians, including dozens of children in a brutal crackdown on protesters. People show rebellious attitude in Myanmar. Even after a year of military coup, people remain angry. Rising voices for democracy, Myanmar's military dictatorship has completed 1 year, but the anger against it continues. On Tuesday, a silent strike was called across the country in protest against this. There was silence all over Myanmar for 6 hours. Russian president said America is provoking war. Ukraine's joining NATO is a threat to the world. Russian President Vladimir Putin has reacted to the Ukraine crisis for the first time this year. Putin said on Tuesday that the US was his to get Russia to start a war with Ukraine. Fire at US fertilizer plant. 600 tons of ammonium nitrate present here. 6,000 people living nearby were evacuated. A fire broke out at a fertilizer plant in Winston-Salem, state of North Carolina in the US on Monday night, after which 6,000 people were evacuated from 1 kilometer radius of the plant. China's handiwork before the Winter Olympics. Social activists imprisoned in homes. Millions of social media accounts closed. Women assaulted. Action is being taken all over the country against social workers before the Winter Olympics to be held in China from February 4. Big deal with new friend. Israel will give Iron Dome defense shield to UAE. Because of this, Tel Aviv is able to stop Hamas attacks. Israel has made it clear that it is ready to give its special and high-tech defense shield Iron Dome to UAE. For further updates, keep watching Today 24 News.